Welcome back to the Baseball Blue Book Podcast, where we focus on the journey, not the destination. Brought to you by the Baseball Blue Book app. Are you in the book? And now, your host, Eric Wobanaw. Welcome back to the Baseball Blue Book Podcast. My name is Eric Wobanaw, the president of the Baseball Blue Book, and we've got a great program scheduled today. We've got Coach Strong from Florida National University on with us today. How are you doing, Coach?
Hey, feeling good. Thanks for having us on. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, not a problem. I always look forward to talking to coaches, and it's been my honor to get to know you guys. I always tell guys that I feel like I'm not part of the fraternity, but I've been let in. It's kind of like Rush Week for me. I get to experience kind of the all the things that go on in the coaches fraternity, but I'm not necessarily a coach, so I appreciate the opportunity to kind of be part of your life and hearing a story. You know, you're hearing your story. So let's go ahead and start with just a quick introduction. And I know that we've got your grad assistant with us as well. We're gonna squeeze in some time and a couple of questions for him as well. But why don't you go ahead and start with who you are, and we'll start from the beginning, kind of when you knew baseball was what you wanted to do. Sometimes coaches talk all the way back when they were real young, picking up the ball for the first time. Sometimes it starts in high school, college, whatever. So the floor is yours, Coach, and looking forward to hearing a little bit about you.
Hey, thanks a lot for having us on. Thanks for all you do in the baseball community. Marketing and promotions, are a big deal in our age today. And, just getting a chance to speak on, what we love, what we want to promote, what we want to do is just always a blessing. My name is Nicholas Strong. I go by Nick or Coach Strong. It's okay. But my mom named me Nick, as we just talked about off camera. But for the most part, I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. So I grew up on the South Side, where there's one baseball team in that city. All right, Chicago White Sox on the South Side, and shouts out to the Cubs. But nevertheless, just grew up in the parks, growing up in the schoolyards. As you all know, in Chicago, we do a lot of schoolyard baseball, a lot of softball. Don't forget, a lot of 16-inch up there as well. Growing up with the big Cabbage Patch softball, But nevertheless, got started in T-ball. My dad played when he was in college. My dad played at Lincoln College back in the 70s. My brother played. I was just out there on the field, and just something the family business was in. My grandfather on my mom's side played baseball, when he was growing up. Matter of fact, he had a couple of, contract signings or a couple of, opportunities with the Indianapolis Clowns, the Negro League team.
Awesome.
So, baseball is one of those sports where it just kind of runs in your blood. It's just been around me. Baseball found us. We found it. Obviously we're athletes. I wrestled in high school as well, Coach. I played chess, and chess is a sport. You have to have a physical for it, so, but, we grew up on the yards playing basketball, football, soccer. We found some shoes and a stick. We play roller hockey, so, we just played all sports, but, baseball was the one that stuck. Baseball is the one that got us through high school. Baseball is the one that got me through college. Baseball is the sport that got me a degree. Baseball is the sport that saved my life.
Oh, awesome.
Baseball is a sport that saved my life. We were just talking about some guys and, just saying how, some kids get cut. Well, in my neighborhood, Coach, when you get cut and you got to go home every day after school, good luck. Baseball, like you just mentioned, baseball is a fraternity. It's a way to stay out of trouble. That's what we used it for in the summertime. We love house league, little league. I mean, everybody plays travel and select, and, I love it, and I'll go support it. But it was nothing like playing against the Reds, the White Sox, and the leagues in your local, with the sponsors on your back shirts. And, we had dots, we had green and orange jerseys, So just the camaraderie of growing up, playing with other young men, other young boys, having mentors in our life that I'm a little older now where some of them have passed on. But, we'll never forget the stories that have been passed down from the top all the way to us. And, we're able to tell those stories now to the bottom as well. So baseball is just a sport that found me. I stuck with it. It was different for some because baseball is not played a lot in my community. but the ones who did play were able to live and tell the story. So it took me through high school, got me through college. And obviously, I didn't play pro ball. I mean, I was only 88, 89. I didn't get drafted, right? But I was able to come back and help young men, live the same life I lived and, get them through high school or get them through college, which is what we're doing now. And, possibly an opportunity to play pro baseball. But as I told you, we got Coach Stefan right here, and he'll introduce himself later. But the opportunity to give young men to give back and coach themselves moving forward. So, that's what baseball has done for me in my community.
What you just did, Coach, you kind of just summarized about 80 different interviews that I've had, kind of all in a few minutes. And I really appreciate that. You've given such a great kind of just a summary, because it doesn't really matter where you're at, where you grew up. You had mentioned you get cut, you go home, and now all of a sudden the troubles, right? It doesn't matter if the troubles are sitting in front of the TV and getting fat, or the troubles are out on the street with people that you don't need to be playing with. It's a vehicle that has been utilized for so long to get people through and kind of find what their meaning in life is. And I really appreciate that. I kind of tied them both together. One keeping people out of trouble, but two is a vehicle that got you where you want to go. And I hear that all of the time. I want you to expand on that, because it has a lot to do with how you said you raising these young men. Using baseball as that vehicle to help them find what they want and what they want to do in life. Expand on that, and you got your GA there. Obviously, he's bought into your philosophy and your mission there at Florida National. But kind of expand on that a little bit.
Yeah, I got into coaching. Actually, I finished college ball. I played at Texas Southern back in Houston, Texas. And I mean, we can get into that story as well if you like a little later. We were able to upset the defending national champs, right? So I had a good college career.
That's awesome.
And it was my third school. And I know some people we don't look upon as, transfer portals and everything, but it was right for me to go to as many schools as I went to. And all those experiences added up, right? We were able to win a conference title, playing the NCAA regional. I played junior college ball in California. I played Division III ball in Chicago. So now the story is behind that, Eric. I know different philosophies. I've seen ball at every organization. I don't call them levels, but I have been at 2 levels, 2 years and a 4-year. But I've been at ball at different levels. So I know what it's like to be a junior college athlete. I know what it's like to be a 4-year athlete at a university setting. I got a chance to start teaching high school once I graduated college. And crazy story, because, and he's my best friend now, but I had started a newspaper in college.
That's awesome.
Which is what I tell you about my background. And in that newspaper, when I was walking around the Texas Southern neighborhood back in 3rd Ward, Texas, or 3rd Ward, Houston, I would, cover some high school sports. And the local school in the neighborhood, I would go, hey, talk to coach, do a little this, do a little that. And I met the coach in the area, and he asked me to come out, and I said, yeah, man, I'd love to. And I started working with the kids and blah, 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 blah. And I was just a volunteer. Well, once I graduated, I got a job working at that same school. I was a journalism teacher.
That's great. That's great.
Well, in Texas, the rule is to be a coach at most schools, you have to be in the system. So more so a teacher. Okay. So I started assistant coaching, and, then I became the head coach, and, I did that part. And I was just in a community that it didn't really love baseball. They had a football state championship, some basketball titles, but baseball wasn't first. And that's okay. But there were some kids there. That doesn't take away from the kids that did want to do baseball. That doesn't take away from the kid that did want to go play at Texas Southern. That doesn't take away from the kid who all his option was to go play club baseball at Houston Community College, which I told you I coached some club baseball in the past as well at the college level. So I'm about giving opportunity to all kids at all levels, which brings me to FNU now, which is my 4th stop along the way. I don't turn down kids. This is what's your major. We're going to make sure that, we get the guys the education that they want here.
Right.
And my philosophy is if you really want to get a degree from our institution, who am I to say you can't come out and play baseball with us on a Friday or Saturday afternoon at 2:00 with the other 35 kids? May not translate into a roster spot or a position on the field, but we may have a grad assistant from it.
I love it.
We may develop a director of analytics.
Right.
We may develop the next general manager. The Miami Marlins just hired a female general manager a couple of years ago, which where we live now. I mean, what if she never got what if she was cut? What if she was told to go home because she couldn't play boys baseball or try out for softball because she wasn't good enough?
No, that's awesome. I love that because there's so many roles in baseball that from a talent perspective, not necessarily needed. It's the love of the game, and I think what you're doing is exactly. You're continuing that love of the game and the passion that comes from baseball. We've jumped so far ahead, and I I appreciate that. You said there's a couple stories.
It's the talk show host for me.
and it's my not knowing what I'm doing, is not able to keep people in line. So let's take a step back. Let's go with the beginning, because you said you've been to a lot of places. What I loved hearing was you've been at different levels, and I don't like to relate as levels either, because the level of play isn't necessarily any less or greater. It's just a different level from that perspective. So talk about your journey, your first stop, what happened there, and then move forward from there.
Well, I go back to the Yates High School situation where I was the head coach, and I had a young man who I thought could play college baseball. And at the time, who's to say? We all played the D1 role, the D2 role. He's this, he's that. But as we get older, we mature. And I thought this kid had an opportunity to play, at a certain institution. And that coach told him, he may not be able to play here. So the young man ended up going to Alvin Community College. He didn't make the team there. But he also transferred to Houston Community College, which I told you had a collegiate club baseball team. They play under the NCBA. They practice every day. They play games, 3 outs, 7 innings or 9 innings, and there's a winner at each and every game, right? It's the same thing at every level, correct? But nevertheless, Coach, this kid played 2 years there, and then guess where he gets the opportunity to play? At that same institution. At the one that did it. So had this kid gave up because he didn't play a junior college ball, he played quote unquote club baseball, got his work in, got better, developed. So once I stopped coaching at the high school, I then started coaching club baseball. And that's when I was coaching at Houston Community College, where I was the pitching coach and recruiting coordinator in this club baseball league. Then I got the head job at University of Houston downtown in a club baseball setting, right? And, I just started learning the game. I ran my program like a D1 program, if you call it. I recruited. We couldn't give scholarships, but I had transfers, and, we practiced a certain way, and we did this, we did that. Then I moved on, and then I was the pitching coach at Wiley College the year before last in the fall, or last season in the fall. Well, the year before last in the fall. And then I got this job here February of last year, right after the season started. Imagine, playing 7 games and then getting a new head coach in your 8th game. So that's my journey, to being here. It was untraditional. And, people always reach out, young coaches, and they say, Coach, how is your path so different? I said, I was able to create it myself. Because in this day and age, you can create your own radio show. You can create your own TV show. You can create your own coaching journey. And my story is different. And I tell folks, had I not been able to get in that club sector, just like if the kid had not been able to play club ball for 2 years, he doesn't end up at an NCAA Division I school. Carlos Correa, if he just says, I'm going to get cut and go home, Jose Altuve, if he says, okay, you all cut me, I'm never going to come back. He's not playing with the Astros, gaining 2 World Series rings right now. He went back and created his own journey.
I love it.
And that's what I'm doing here. You know, so all the experience I was able to collaborate and get to has brought me here to Florida National
It's great.
University.
That's what I love about baseball, because we talked about levels, but the levels has nothing to do with it. It has to do with opportunity. And one of the things that you mentioned there is that club level and really club level and slash JUCO, kind of the same thing, because they're development. And you have a lot of people that are coming in, and they've got their D1 posters, right? They've got their list of D1 schools they want to play with. And just like you said, if you aren't going to make that, you can make your own journey. And the opportunities that you set yourself up with those, and that's what I love about baseball. The opportunities there. There's over 1,800 programs out there. I talk to kids all of the time, and it's funny because it's just like when you ask a kid in 8th or 9th grade what they want to be when they grow up. There's like 5 different occupations that they can list. Well, we all know there's more than 5 occupations, right? And most of the time we become something that we didn't even know even existed when you were younger. Same thing comes with colleges, right? There's a lot more than I'm in Missouri. There's more than the 3 state schools in Missouri. There's 150 schools in this area, all with baseball programs. So I love that. Okay, so you're at Florida National University. What's the program like? What are you doing that you feel that is kind of taking it to that next level? What do you bring? What energy do you bring? Obviously, everybody listening knows the energy you bring, but what do you bring? What's your philosophy that makes it unique? Okay.
Championship culture.
Expand.
You know, everything that we do is geared toward winning a national championship. Everything we do is geared toward winning a national championship. What does that mean? Does that mean we're all about winning? No. That means just everything that we need to do to structure this program needs to be right. We have to create the student athlete. You know, there's levels to this championship culture. You got to have eligibility right. Your finances have got to be right. You know, your resources have got to be right. Your practice has got to be right. Your team locker room has got to be right. All those things equal championship. And each one of those areas we focus on throughout the whole season, Coach. In the fall, you know, we're not on the field every day. We're in the classroom. We're learning we want to see the vision of a championship. We want to watch Georgia Gwinnett, their dog pile winning the 2021 World Series. We want to watch, you know, Coach Dinkle over there. And I know you guys are watching. Shouts out to you, man, because I watch you. That's awesome. You guys have done it. And we want to model that, Coach. You know, we want to model their dog pile. You know, we want to play those schools. We want to see what they're doing in the dugout when we play them. I mean, it's the little things. You know, what are we doing behind the scenes? Study hall, making sure guys are eligible, making sure guys have enough to eat when they get home. You know, making sure we're checking up on young men living here in Miami, Florida, making sure they're not taking a stroll over to South Beach every other night. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, you know, we want to bring that family culture. And all these things add up in trying to attain this goal. You know, you look at national championship teams, look at their team GPAs. I guarantee you there's some data and there's some correlation there. You know, this is about building a student. Look at the data of those teams who win the championship. And not only do those men move on and play affiliated or pro, we'll just say professional sports, but look over and see what type of jobs they obtain. You know, what type of networks they're running in. All those things matter. You know, and we want to be able to build that here. So we want to build that championship culture. And again, it just doesn't mean winning. It means everything that goes into putting in a championship team.
That's great. You kind of put all these things together because there is a lot that it takes to make a championship team. And most of it is probably outside the lines. I think that's what you were kind of saying, right? Tim
Horton said it best. You know, he said, if you don't have a classroom, you know, you got to learn. I was listening to the podcast the other day, and the guy from the Giants, he said, whatever percent you think baseball is mental, if it's 90%, or if it's 75%, I guarantee you you don't even practice it more than 10%. And that's bad.
That's
we
a great
need to
point.
be more mental. We need to be more inside the classroom and learning about this game and seeing the vision of
That's
what
a
we want
tough
to
one
do.
because it goes against the tradition, right? It goes against the norms, especially when you bring athletics into the game. Most people are just, hey, when are we getting out and practice? What do you do and how do you talk? It's probably part of your recruiting process, but how do you know when you're talking to these kids that they're going to buy into this? And I know sometimes you miss the mark, but what are you looking for specifically in these young men that you know or you have a good idea that they're going to be successful in your program?
Well, we have I feel, this university where I was hired, and we have great ownership and great leadership here at Florida National University. They told me to recruit a certain type of player. They want a certain type of student athlete, right? And to go along with that, league field every day. We don't practice at a minor league field every day.
Yeah.
Our kids don't live in a nice mansion every day on dorms. They don't live in mansion dorms every day. They don't eat in a luxurious lunchroom every day. So we don't have the things that Southeastern and Georgia have, or University of Miami or whatever. We have what we have. And when a kid is willing to say, you know what, coach? Yeah, you don't play at a nice field. You don't have a nice dorm. You don't have the nicest cafeteria, but you have the vision. And when a kid says, and I know, because I tell kids all the time, I say, I can't sell you on those things that the other schools are selling you on. I just can't. We can sell you on what we do have and what our vision is. We want to sell you on being able to win a national championship, or at least the opportunity to grab a degree, get a job, have a great life, be a better man, husband, father, brother, sister, or whatever it may be in life, a better citizen. So if I know a kid comes and he's buying into that, he just turned down a nice locker room, possibly. He turned down, whatever it was, that the nice facility that the other school was offering, and he chose us. That kid really wants to be here. A Florida National kid really wants to be. There's not much here. We don't have the nicest field. We don't have the nicest locker room, but we got vision, coach. We have culture, and that's what we're selling here.
That's great. Well, give me your vision. Talk about the championship. What are you looking to do? I'm a recruit. I want you to sell me on your program and that vision. I want to hear it because I already hear the passion. I'm intrigued. Let's just put it that way. I'm at the point of going, okay, you've got me in the door now. Now sell me the car.
The car is already sold if you want to hear about that part. But I think it's the process of turning around a program. Kids want to be a part of that. Hey, they went from 7-40 to 40-7. Right. I was a part of that program. We were able to play a schedule that was competitive to the kids that we have to our talent level, get a chance to make it to a quote-unquote conference tournament or whatever it may be, and put this all-star team together. Coach, when you get to college, you're playing on an all-star team. You're taking the best of the best. And you get a chance to be around other guys that are other like-minded individuals that play very similar to you and be a part of something bigger and greater. The record around here, this program hasn't won more than 15 games, and that's no knock. But when you get a chance to say, you know what, maybe Coach is selling this car. Maybe we're going to ride in this car, and we want to be a part of a 20-game win season, a 25-game, whatever it may be. Kids want to break records. They want to be into the record.
There's something. Yeah, there's something to be said about the selling point is almost the old school mentality, right? You hear so much talk of the new facilities, or we just raised $10 million for this or that, and it's like, okay, that's nice. That's nice to the alumni like that, some of the players like that. But you know what? At the end of the day, when these players just want old school baseball, I talked to a lot of summer league ball programs as well, and one of the allures of the summer leagues is they play in old time stadiums, right? They play in the 1920s stadium that's still no lights. The bathrooms are bad, but the kids love it because what is baseball is such a traditional sport, and
Right, baseball.
exactly, it's
Grind
out baseball. I love it. No, I really like that. So let's bring in your grad assistant. I'd like to ask him a couple questions about this car that I'm about to buy.
Hold on, I'm gonna bring you in. So, I want to bring in my graduate assistant. Now introducing Stefan Montiel. Let me get out the camera. Hey, coach, you come
Awesome,
on in.
Stefan.
Thank you.
Hey, how you doing,
Hello.
Stefan? Good,
Good,
good. So,
pretty
what is
good.
your responsibility there at Florida National?
Well, I'm gonna tell you a little
Okay.
bit of me first. I'm Stefan Montiel. I'm a graduate assistant now. I'm from Panama City, Panama.
Okay.
Uh, well, my job here, I graduated last year with a bachelor in IT. So I played my last season last year with Coach Strong. That's when I met Coach Strong. He came last year. He joined to the team, and right now my responsibility is basically help him with everything like organization with the kids. I'm learning some recruiting stuff. Also, uh, help the guys on the field. Uh, not teaching, but telling them my experience with the school, how the program, how
Okay.
we heading,
So,
all that
what was
stuff.
the difference in just in culture and kind of the attitude when Coach Strong came in and took over the program?
Well, it's a big difference now. The guys that come here, for example, from my point of view, he's bringing like a really fresh responsibilities, a different type of game. It's the same, but we'll we're learning a little bit more of him. Uh, we are really excited to have him to go to the field, practice, play the little things. You know, mm, baseball is not always like hit home runs and all that stuff. It's really amazing when we
Yep.
do that, but also
Yep.
play the
No,
little.
isn't that that is so true. Baseball is about all the little things. It's why I always say that it's why we keep stats for everything because all these little pieces make the career, right? And I think that's a great way of putting it is focusing on those little things. And I think Coach Strong really did a nice job of explaining to that with that. So what do you want to do? Are you looking to go get into coaching? Is that why you're taking this position now, or is this just an opportunity for you to help and continue your education?
No, I really thank you for the opportunity to be assistant graduate coach. And to me, I would like to keep learning more about coaching, recruiting, and also I used to be as a head coach of travel team where I like to work with little
Okay.
kids, teaching them. And I have a little experience with travel team, but now to me, taking this position is something really different. It's a big challenge to me. I'm learning
That
and I'm really excited. And I can't wait to for the
that's
season
great. So you're from
comes
Panama
up.
City, Panama. So what's the baseball like
Yes.
down there?
Well, basically the baseball when I was playing little leagues, it's really it's the same baseball, but in terms of how we play, we don't have, for example, we don't play high school tournament, we don't play college tournament, we don't have that. Basically, in Panama, we only play little leagues. We have different type of divisions, and we play till
Yep.
16 years old, and that's the age that you need to get signed as a free agent, international student, international player. And if, for example, in my case, I represented Panama in some tournaments. I played in Colombia, here in the United States. I went to Venezuela when I was 12 years old. But then I had the chance to come to this country and play college baseball. that means there was something completely different to me. I didn't know I can play college ball here. I can, like, in a way, keep my dreams up and try to be a pro player.
That's great. Well, and that's what I think Coach Strong and I were talking about before. Baseball is such a vehicle, right? It's like a car that you get in and it takes you places. Baseball can take you so many different places. And in your example, it's been multiple countries. It's now at the United States. You're studying IT, you said?
Yeah, my bachelor's is in IT, but right now I'm doing a master's degree in business administration.
Okay, awesome. I worked for IBM for 12 years, and so I was with the big technology company for a very long time. We may be looking for some IT assistance over here at the Baseball Blue Book with our new app.
Oh, really? That's really.
I'm
really
always
amazing.
looking for good people that know baseball and know technology. So that would be. We need to make sure we keep in touch.
Yeah.
I won't take him from you, from Coach Strong. He's yours for the year. So. Well, hey, I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you. Thank you for sharing kind of your experience and a little bit about Coach Strong. But thank you and good luck with everything. And we're excited to watch you guys in your program. Let's bring Coach Strong back on.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. Let's go straight. Thank
you. There you go. There's just an example of what you bring to the table. I think that's fantastic. Coach, where do you get your passion from?
Stephon was me one day. You know, the kids were me one day. You know, and excuse me, man, but you just mentioned it, man. It's just a vehicle that's driven us along the way. You know, and I mean, we have last year there were guys from 7 different countries, I think, on our team. You know, and we got a chance to see. Well, I mean, we actually got a chance to see them in cold weather, and they froze to death, the Caribbean guys. But I mean, it's always something new in this sport, man. You know, I mean, we've seen everything before, you know, to a degree, but these kids get so many new experiences, and that's just a sight to see. You know, when I was young, I talked to a guy yesterday, you know, growing up in the south side of Chicago, we didn't play night games at 11 and 12 years old or 9 and 10. We didn't play our first night game until we played a little travel ball at 13, 14. And we were saying, oh, they got lights. You know, they got lights. Yep. You know, they got the same jerseys on. Like, you know, it's these instances that come. They're good to see it when it happens for these young men, you know, and that drives me. You know, I want to see these young men dog pile. I want to see these young men win a game. I want to see these men, you know, win a series. I want to see pitchers, you know, throw a no-hitter or, you know, field a ground ball a certain way. We want to see development, Coach. And that right there, I'm a teacher by trade. If I'm taking a kid from a 1 to a 2 on a scale of 1 to 5, I've done my job. If I'm taking them from a 2 to a 4, I've done my job. If we're taking them from a 4 to a 5, we've done our job. That's passion. Good. And to see these kids excel and walk across the stage, you know, whenever that time is, that's our job, man. And that passion, and again, we were that student. I was that student. You know,
one of the things I love about baseball is it is a game of adversity, and it aligns well with life, because life is one of adversity. And if you can figure out how to overcome the adversity and figure out what it takes, not to eliminate it, because it will never be eliminated. And I don't think we want it to be eliminated. But the adversity, what comes out of adversity is greatness. And what one of the things I see with you and your program and what you're talking about is really taking the opportunities that are always around you and turning them into greatness. So Coach, this has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed getting to know you. Stephon is a great guy. I don't know if you heard that, but I'm going to probably reach out to him later next year and see what we could have with him.
That's why we're here.
Exactly.
Had I not brought him on today, you know, maybe there's no talk about him working with you in the future.
Exactly.
This is, I mean, you know, I asked him to be a grad assistant, you know, the last minute, you know, this summer. He said yes. Now he gets to coach young men, travel with us. You know, we get to share his experience, man. This is
It
awesome.
is. And it's starting his baseball journey. That's what's great about it. And we all have different we all have different places where we're at. My baseball journey was a bit different, and I've had to put it off for a bit, and now I'm back on, and I feel like I'm just as much part of the game as anybody else, and I love it. So, Coach, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you. Good luck with your program. We'll be watching. We'll be looking for updates from you. Make sure you guys get in the Baseball Blue Book. Promote your program. We will do the same. Follow us on Twitter, and also get in the book. And we're excited to stay in touch. Thank you, sir. I think that's a great idea. You know what? We'll do that maybe beginning of the season, or maybe when some things are going. And whenever you want to, you let me know, okay?
I can talk all day, man. Go for it.
All right, sir. Hey, take care. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. Go FNU. Nice hat. Love it. Love it.